Happy Wednesday, happy hump day, everybody. I've been getting a series of topics each day, downloads, right? Just about some things that's going on in my life. It's easy to get on here and and post and make videos and pretty pictures and all that when things are going well. I'm not saying things aren't going well, but we love posting our wins. But sometimes when you have a platform, you have, a person who is here to motivate and inspire and influence others. You have to share your perceived failures. And I say perceived because sometimes when we feel like we've lost, or we feel a sense of loss, it is our perception that makes it, a loss. It may indeed be a loss. It could be a job loss. It could be a breakup. But in our mind, when that happens, we say we have failed. And that's okay, right? Because, they say don't be afraid of failure. Because each failure is going to continue to strengthen us and build us and grow us so that we can get to that next win. A lot of people I know, some of my close friends, are very competitive. I never consider myself to be very competitive. I do like being smart, pretty. It's always going to be somebody smarter and prettier, right? But I'm used to shining. I'm used to winning, in things that I do. And I haven't really had to, things came easily for me. Like school came easily for me. I was naturally a dancer. And, the things that I didn't have to really work too hard for, I guess that's what I've enjoyed most. But, sometimes the easy road is not always the best road for you. The easy road is not what's really going to be your growth. Totally got off the subject, but like Monday, something hit me. The topic was going to be, I should have wrote all this stuff down. It was just in my head. Monday's topic was, you are never stuck, right? And I'm about to rattle off these topics, and I was thinking I've been getting a topic for each day. These could probably be chapters of a book, right? So number one, you are never stuck, meaning you might feel stuck. You might feel stuck financially. You might be broke, but you can change that, right? You can change. The stuckness is in your mind, right? When you down, when you feel stuck, when you feel broke, it creates an opportunity for you to what? Come up with a creative idea to make money. Get out there and hustle. Use your gifts and talents. Like, the stuckness is in the mind. So if I ever feel stuck, that means I gotta make a change, right? I got to do the work. I got to write it down. I got to research. I got to talk to people about my stuckness, right? Somebody that can help me get out of that situation. I know sometimes I'm a little prideful, don't like to ask for help. Your network might not know how you feeling or what you're going through if you don't reach out and tell them, right? Like, somebody please help me get unstuck, right? So Tuesday's topic was going to be, which was yesterday, and I asked of God, I asked for a course correction. That's a whole video within itself, right? A course correction. What is a course correction? If I'm on a course, if I'm traveling, if I'm, a college student with a degree plan, a course, right? And I get off track, whether that was from the distractions of the enemy that I gave into and didn't stay on my course, on my path, or whether that was my own mistake or misstep that I made, didn't think before acting. We have to know that, there is a destiny for your life. Your life is predestined. God knows what we're going to do before we even do it. Your life has already been planned out, but there's multiple ways you can get to your destiny. They said the journey is a part of it's not always about the actual destination of what you're trying to get to. Because sometimes, like, we'll set a goal for, say, I want to make $50,000 next year, right? How you don't know how that 50,000 gonna come, right? But what I'm saying is, so once you hit your mark, boom, right? It's always gonna be something else. Like, oh, I hit my 50. Well, what can I do in the next year? You know, whether that's you in business or just personal life. You know what? We always gonna want more. Okay, so well, I hit 50 this year. I want to hit 60, 70 next year. You know, I'm just using that as an example. So it's like, once we hit that goal, we always gonna want something more. You know, once you get that fine man, I'm not gonna say you gonna want something more, another man, but you might get him and realize, like, this what I wanted. This what you said you wanted, girl. He might look good on the outside and be jacked up on the inside, right? It's always going to be something that we're working towards and striving for. So, you know, so when you feel like you've gotten off course, like I said, whether that was because of Satan, who can see the end goal of your life, you know, if you continue to follow, you know, the direction or even the plan that you set out between you and God or you and your mentor, whatever, you know, he sees what you want to do. He sees you want to be a good person. He sees you want to be a successful person. He sees you want to be a rich person. He sees you want to live a life of purpose and meaning. And what does he come to do? He comes in to kill, steal, and destroy. He comes in to get you off your course. Or it could have just been times where it was just like you didn't really understand that the road may have gotten a little rough, and you like, you know what, I'ma just go do something else, right? Because this is hard, this is rocky, this is rough, and instead of asking God to help you in that thing, you try to run from the course. You try to run from your purpose. You try to run from your calling. So what I'm going through in my life, I prayed yesterday. I said, Lord, please, I need a course correction. Meaning, God, you already know the end result. You know what it is that you have for me. Help me to get back on track. So that one was a little longer. So today is Wednesday, and the download that I got today is that it was a little depressing. And I just said, I'm not getting any younger. Meaning, I don't want to run. I want God to help. Meaning, I don't think that's the quite the topic or title, but I'm going somewhere with this thing. When you've been feeling stable, let's just say stability, stable, in whether in your career path or your relationship, your business, and something happens that fear is our biggest enemy. Something can happen that will just make you fearful, like I'm trying to get to it, y'all. Just bear with me. Don't let that fear set in. When you start to feel a little shaky about, like, say, a new job, you know, and you like, did I just make the wrong decision? I'm speaking for myself, right? You know, I was already doing my purpose. I was already doing a thing, right? And I'm not getting any younger. So sometimes it's hard to switch, you know, as the older we get, and we just want to feel stable. You know, like, even you thinking about wanting to, like, relocate. You don't want anything that's going to make you feel unstable, right? I think I'm missing the mark on this topic for today, but I may have to come back and do a part 2 about today's topic on not letting the fear set in, trusting and leaning on God, because I know for me personally, I know what it looks like to lose everything, or feel like you lost everything, or feel like you have no help, or feel like you have no support or nobody to lean on. When you asking God for that course correction, but the fear is setting in, God, he got you. And I'm talking to myself too. He has you. You are right where you're supposed to be. The uncomfortable feeling is an opportunity for you to grow and trust God even more. Trust God in the transition. Trust God in the course correction. I hope that's making sense, because automatically the fear sets in, like, oh my God, if I lose my job, if I lose everything, what is gonna happen to me? Because I've been on the other side of that thing, where in my younger days, where I quit a job because I was unhappy or didn't like it, and then I wound up losing things, material things. But I mean, as a grown person, a young adult, and then not so young adult, you expect of yourself to have some stability, and that's hard for single people, single parents. I mean, I can't imagine if you were married and you and your spouse went through some type of a financial crisis. But how many know that crisis is the time for opportunity? Time is a testing of our faith, right? But we got to stay in prayer. We got to just go to God. We got to get on our knees. We got to get on our face. God, what do I need to do to assist in this course correction? God, I know you got me. Your word says that if I delight myself in you, you will give me the desires of my heart. I'm sweating my tail off. But that fear, and I think that's really what today's message is. Don't allow the fear to set in. And if you're feeling, unstable, or like you can't do this by yourself, you got to reach out for help. Something else that kind of came up in my spirit, because you'll start feeling like, I'm losing it. I'm losing my mind. I done prayed and I can't get over the itch or the anxiety or the uncomfortable feeling. Might need to seek some therapy. And if I could just be transparent, I was speaking with my mom and my cousin last night, and we were just talking about how, like when you go to the doctor, they ask you about your family's health history. If your mom had heart problems or eye problems or reproductive problems, they ask you all about that family history, so that because they say that some things are in your genes, your pools. But when I changed my diet, I was only vegetarian for 1 year. I mean, I was like 30 years old, right? Long time ago. And it was a personal challenge. I did it, and then I went back to eating meat. I only did it for a year. But anyway, what I'm saying is, I started to believe that, yes, there are some things that we may be predisposed to because of our family's health history, but we can change the trajectory of our life. We can change the trajectory of our health. So what's passed down in our family is the lifestyle, the thought pattern, right? The habits are passed down. So those things that we can change, like our mindset, our diet, the people we surround ourselves with. We want wealth. We got to start learning about wealth. We got to get around wealthy people. We want to be married. We gotta change our habits, especially in regards to health, And so this brings me to the mental health piece. So my father had some struggles with his mental health. And I know that in 2022, we are shining the light on mental health, and how I know in the Black community and maybe other communities, there's a stigma. But we have to change that trajectory. So for me, I know that it's in the genes that I'm predisposed to, having a struggle with mental health. So that is something that I have to move forward in my life, and don't care about any type of stigma, and get the help that I need. And that may be you as well. So I'm just saying all that to say, no, you're not losing it. And if you do feel that way, you got to talk to somebody. And I'm talking to myself too. As when it starts feeling like this thing is not going to work out, I don't know how God is going to course correct. I don't know how God is going to get me out this thing. You got to get your faith up, right? And that's what it is. We can't let that fear set up in us, right? Because When you sit around and meditate on negative and bad things, or what's bad that's going to happen, instead of focusing on what you can do to, you pray, but faith without works is dead. So you got to do your part too. And then God will show up with a miracle, right? That's all I'm saying. I lost my thought on how I wanted to end this, but hope this helps somebody. I love you guys. You know I'm always going to keep it real and authentic and 100, right? Okay? So if I don't leave you with anything else, I'm going to just leave you with, you are never stuck. Ask God for a course correction when you feel like you are out of alignment, and don't allow the fear to set in. I love you guys. You all have a blessed day.